What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of GH. I enjoyed this episode today. I really did. I enjoyed it for the most part. So Alexis, as smart as she is, mind you, Sonny did give her a heads up that Neil, Sonny, whatever, gave her a heads up that Christina called Valerie. So now Alexis was basically waiting for her to be arrested. She was like, so when can I expect to be arrested for kidnapping? What irritated me was when Chase and Valerie came to talk to her. Mind you, Sonny gave her heads up that Valerie knew. Valerie decided to get the IT people or whatever to find out who, where Christina was calling, but she used the alias though. She basically lied and said, oh, she has an ex-boyfriend stalking her and she somebody keeps calling from a block number. She need to know where the number coming from. Because remember, they have to kind of investigate this under the radar because they can't let DA Dawson know that they're currently actively investigating this. So they found out it was from Alexis's phone. So, of course, they went to go see Alexis and they was acting all shocked that Sonny was there. Why would you be surprised that he's there? That's what I didn't understand. Like, what are you surprised that he's there for? First of all, he has a logical reason for even being there. He don't have to explain why he's there. I mean, she is the mother of his child, so he has every right to be at her home. Furthermore, what irritated me was Alexis, as smart as she is, she couldn't come up with a better excuse than the one she did. Like, she's talking about, oh, sometimes I be forgetting my phone. Oh, I have Christina's phone. And I'm like, you could have thought of a better lie than that. I'm just saying, you could have thought of a much better excuse than the one you gave them. I'm just saying. Like, come on now. You couldn't think of a better lie? You're an attorney. Number two, Sonny gave you a heads up long before they even showed up. So you could have thought of a lie. Even though she probably didn't know that they were going to find her. But I'm like, hello, they're cops and Christina called from your phone. You didn't think they were going to trace that? Come on now, Alexis. You smarter than this. I don't blame Neil. While Chase and Valerie were there talking to Christina, Neil was in the back hiding. I don't blame him. Neil does not want them to know he there. He don't want to be implicated in nothing. I don't blame him. But Sonny was smart though, because Sonny knew. He was like, he basically told Alexis, you can't go to the meeting now with Christina because they're going to be following you. So now they got to figure something else out. But, Chase and Valerie were basically at the Metro Court eating before, but they do plan on doing a stakeout. Because they want Alexis to lead them to Christina. I don't know why they won't. They should be following Sonny too. Valerie could go in her car and follow Alexis, and Chase could follow Sonny around. Never know what you might come up with. I do have to agree with a lot of people that say, why are Chase and Valerie even investigating this? Y'all already know. They already know what DOD is. They know Valerie doesn't like Shiloh. Chase don't like Shiloh. Y'all know what DOD is, so why are y'all pressing this? I would have just let it go and, why investigate it? If y'all know Alexis and Sonny have their daughter, then you obviously know that they have her for a reason. Because they're trying to keep her out of the DOD house. Why investigate it? For what? You know that they're not going to harm her. That's her parents. That's her family. They're trying to help her, not harm. So why even investigate? It's just stupid to me. I'm like, is this to give them something to do? I mean, if you want to give them something to do, they could be investigating Shiloh. I'm just saying, put your skills to good use and actually investigate someone else. I'm just saying. I still like the chemistry between Neil and Alexis. I do. I like the two of them together. Hopefully it turns into something after all this is over. But then again, it probably won't because, Neil is clearly a stickler for the rules. He seems like the type that don't date patients, but I digress. So anyway, Sonny was meeting up with Sam and Milo or whatever. Sam is eager to be a part of the trust or whatever, so she basically told Sonny that she found her pledge and stuff and she know where the pledge room is. Sam's still stupid because the whole time she was in that room, she had ample time to find Christina's pledge. Why were you just staring, taking all that time looking at your pledge? You should have been looking for Christina's and seeing what she said, what her secret was. And Shiloh sitting there looking at the file of Sam talking about he can't wait to find out what her secrets are. You really think Sam is going to tell you a legit secret about herself? She probably going to tell him some BS. I have a feeling Sam, if she does tell him a secret to get into the trust, she going to tell him some BS, something that he can't use against her. She would have to. So in my opinion, if Sam is smart, which is debatable at this point, but if she's smart, she would think of a good secret lie that she can tell him. You know what I'm saying? That he would believe. Something that he would think that he got over her head, that he could use his power. Tell her something. Tell her a lie. Matter of fact, what she should tell him is that if I were her, I'm just saying, like, you should tell him that you had an affair with Sonny recently. Say something like that. You know, come up with a good lie. Something good. You know what I'm saying? Something that he would believe at the very least. You know, tell him about your history with Sonny from years ago and how y'all got liquored up and him and Carly had a fight and you ended up sleeping with him and nobody could know. You know, something like that. You know, something simple. Because you already know Sonny and Carly gonna go along with the lie. You know, especially if she update them about the lie, they definitely go with it. You know, something that he think he can use. Or maybe something illegal that you can tell him that you did, but it would be a lie. Something like that. I don't know, but she better figure out something quickly and figure it out fast because the storyline is taking too much time. Way too much time. I did enjoy the scene with Franco and Drew. I love that scene today. You know, it's a good thing that Franco was there to talk to Drew and, you know, he brought by a painting for Oscar, which is nice. I agree with Drew. You know, people trying to be positive and stuff and tell Drew all this positive stuff, but I agree with Drew. I mean, your kid is dying. What is there positive to see? What is the uplifting part of this? Like, what is the positive side to this? To his son dying? What is the positivity there? You know, you got a kid who's dying and there's nothing you can do. All the money in the world can't save him. You know, and these people got access to the best medical care, and even that won't solve the problem. So what is there to be positive about right now? You know what I mean? Like right now, he's not feeling too positive, and I don't blame him. You know, he has to sit back and watch his son die. You know, that's too much for any parent to bear. And yet he has to bear witness to this. Kim has to bear witness to this. So I'm actually happy Franco was there, you know, to try and give him some advice, maybe, you know, some words of encouragement, even though Franco felt like his words weren't really helping. But, you know, Drew understood what he was trying to say because, you know, Franco's not good at those little talks and stuff like that. You know, he's getting there, but he's not all that good with them. But, you know, at least he's there. You know, that's important. Speaking of there, I wish Sam was actually there. I'm just saying, like, you know, for crying out loud, that's her former stepson. You know, that's her ex-husband, the father of her daughter, the brother to her daughter. You know, the least she could do is show up and, you know, at least visit with Oscar before he dies. You know, he doesn't have a whole lot of time, and she hasn't visited him once. You know, so it's pretty jacked up. I think she should, you know. I understand she's wrapped up in this whole DOD thing, but she could take a few minutes to go see Oscar. You know, it doesn't take that long. You know, you ain't got to stay. You ain't got to be there 24/7. You know, you can visit them for at least 10, 20 minutes maybe out your day, you know. It would be nice if she did that. So anyway, moving on from that. Curtis is still trying to get this drug dealer or whatever he is, drug pusher, whatever, this alley cat. He trying to get him to tell him about this woman that supposedly hired him. But the guy doesn't know the name of the woman. Go figure. Either Ryan is pretending to be a woman, which would make him an ugly woman. But if he's pretending to be a woman, or maybe he hired a woman to be the go-between to hire this guy to steal the drugs that he needs. You know what I mean? But something just ain't adding up with this. And then Ava gets a phone call from some mysterious number. And I guess she said that the person was like, sounded kind of like a woman or something like that, but it was muffled or whatever the case may be. She couldn't really hear her. Maybe that was the go-between for Ryan. Who knows? But I definitely think it has to do with Ryan, of course, because the video that they took at the funeral, at the memorial service, was uploaded, and according to Lulu, is trending online. So, of course, she did a separate interview with Ava and stuff, and Ava was talking about how, you know, Ryan was responsible for what happened to her daughter, and how Kevin has been consoling her, and, you know, he's a wonderful person, you know, really like playing it up. So they're definitely going to use that to their advantage. You know, of course, Kevin wants to help in any way he can, because that's what Felicia and Mac are all worried about. They're all going to be targets, and they know that they're going to be targets, so they have to be ready. And Kevin is ready. You know, he wasn't too fond of the idea in the beginning, but if it's going to help catch Ryan, he's all in. So I can't blame him there. So anyway, this whole Jordan and dialysis kidney thing, they're not really playing it realistically. But when you watch this show, you have to kind of suspend disbelief, because I knew that they wasn't going to do this storyline realistic. Like, they're making it seem like her having one kidney right now and being on dialysis means that because her kidney is failing, that means she's on a death sentence. It's not really a death sentence. It's more of a life sentence for her. You know what I mean? Like, it's not death. It's not immediate death, but they're playing it like it is, but it's not really. You know, dialysis, like I said, and it you know, prolongs the inevitable, but you can still live a long life until you get a donor. Her passing out and all that stuff, that, no. Like, you would not be passing out. I'm just saying, it's not that bad, but they're playing it like it's that bad. If it's that bad, I don't understand why Laura even still has her as police commissioner. I'm not saying Laura has to fire her, which she should, but she would have to basically take a leave of absence, like a disability leave. You know what I mean? Because being police commissioner is, it can be a physically demanding job, especially if you're chasing after a perp and the perp gets physical, violent with you. You know what I mean? So she shouldn't be on the job right now. She should be on leave, a leave of absence until this is all healed and cleared up and she's saved. But I am glad that, you know, Stella was there and got to her when she did, you know, so that way Finn can, you know, get her something, because he's going to get her some antibiotics for it. I'm surprised that Curtis even made it back in time. Like, Canada is a few hours away, if I'm not mistaken, but he made it back very quickly. But I am glad that, you know, they called Curtis, because Curtis needs to know, like, that's her husband. She needs to confide in him and let, you know, lean on him. Like, that's what you're supposed to do with your spouse. You know, that's why you take those vows in sickness and in health, you know, for better or for worse. And sometimes worse is bad as hell. So, you know, he needs to be there for her. It was cool to see Finn mention Hayden. Because even though Finn believes that he's in love with Anna, and I think he is, but, you know, he still has a lot of unfinished business with Hayden. Because I know he's still got a lot of questions to ask. And there's that baby thing. You know, he think the baby died or whatever, but in reality, she had the child. So that's why he was asking Elizabeth about the baby. I mean, not about the baby, but about Hayden. Did Hayden contact her? And Elizabeth was like, she hasn't talked to Hayden in a while, so she don't know where she is. But him and Hayden got a lot of unfinished business. I just hope that, you know, Rebecca comes back to the show. And if they're not going to bring her back full time, at least bring her back for a little bit of closure. You know, something. You know what I mean? Like, we can't leave it like this for a long period of time. You know, he needs to know that he had a child and why she left. He needs that closure. So anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody, but hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about today's episode, and I will see y'all all later. Peace. Have a great day.